Hey, Rabbi B. Rabbi B,
Yes.
tell us where you grow up, where you from, what's your deal?
I'm from Toronto, Canada. I'm a Baal Tshuva. I grew up with the good stuff, and I want the kids to get the good stuff like I had.
So tell us your story.
Born and raised, I had all the toys in the world. I watched every cartoon in the world. I went to every children's concert in the world, and became frum in my teenage years. That's a story in and of itself. A lot of interesting things about me that I won't reveal here on this quick video.
Why not?
It's a secret. There's a lot of good secrets about my life, but you'll have to find out a little bit more later on.
Be behind the paywall or what?
Something, oh yeah. But then I became frum in high school. I had a yarmulke on tzitzis in public school, and that was a fun experience. But then I went off to yeshiva, Rabbinical College of America. What's up? And now I'm just, I got married, 4 kids, and now I'm just doing Rabbi B full time, trying to make the kids in this world have the best Jewish content they could ever have.
Tell us about your upbringing. You grew up going to public school?
Excellent. Yeah, public school.
Hebrew school or no Hebrew school?
So in grade 5, up to grade 5 as I was in a conservative Hebrew school, and I learned how to write, and I learned how to read Hebrew, and then I had an accident. Somebody pushed me and tripped me, and I fell face first into a desk, and I cut open my entire chin. I could put my tongue through my cheek, and the teacher didn't really do much for me. I took myself to the office, and when my mother picked me up, she freaked out. Obviously, I thought it was cool, but it was not cool. And by the time after that, my mother said, "We're not sending you back to that Hebrew school." And lo and behold, a Chabad had just opened up a Hebrew school right by our house in the public school. So that in the evenings, Wednesdays and Sundays, I would go to Chabad of Markham, Rabbi Gitlin, to the Hebrew school, and I learned, spent a couple years there, had my bar mitzvah in Chabad. I'm a product of Shluchim, a product of the Chabad Shluchim, and thank God.
What about your parents? Where are they from?
My dad's from Turkey, from Ankara, not Istanbul, and my mom's from born in Canada, but grew up in Scotland. And they came to Canada, met at work, as Canada is that that multicultural melting pot. They met, they married, and they had me and my younger brother.
Is your dad Muslim?
So actually, that's the surprise part of the story. My dad is not Jewish. My dad is he grew up Muslim, but he's not practicing. He actually believes in the same Hashem that I do. He lives actually in our house with my family. He's an incredible asset, not just because he's a good Shabbos goy, but because my children get to know him. He's an incredible person. He's a Baal Midos.
He lives in your house?
He lives in our house in a basement apartment. We take care of him. We give him his 3 meals a day, and he does our carpools, and it's a good system. And you need a third hand in the carpool world, let me tell you. But my mom, I'm close to my mom too. They're divorced, but that's why it's hard to make an advocacy for intermarriage. Obviously, not to say people should do it, but when it happens, great things can still come from it. Even Mashiach has his baggage.
So has your father?
And speaking about Mashiach, me and Mashiach share a birthday, so I could be Mashiach. Wait a second.
So has your father ever considered converting?
He's been asked, and he says to me, "Do I want him to convert?" And I say, "No. Hashem made you the way you are. You have an incredible ability to be that light unto your own nations, and to be a good person and a Baal Midos Tovos." So there's no pressure for him to convert. Then he doesn't want to. So why force him? He doesn't need to. He's a righteous Gentile.
It's funny. I just realized that Uncle Moshe is also from Toronto.
Yes, we Toronto people know how to.
Have you ever met him?
I met Uncle Moshe twice, and then I played Uncle Moshe for 2 years.
That's
another chapter. I have to buy the book, which I'm working on. But that's another chapter. I met Uncle Moshe twice. Once at a concert and once at a resource fair.
What was the first time you discovered that you wanted to be entertainer? And was it your always dream? And was it to be children's entertainer, or you wanted to be a rock star?
I wanted to be either a comedian or a children's entertainer. And I chose the one that I could still have a family and not have to be away in the middle of the night, in sleazy bars doing comedy. I decided to work with kids, to become a teacher, to teach music, to teach Judaism through music, and it's been a fantastic journey. I love it. But from day one, I've always wanted to entertain and make people happy.
How old were you the first time you got paid to entertain? And what was the first time?
13, 14.
What was the first gig?
I was a kid's birthday party in the backyard. I did a puppet show and I read a book.
How much did you get paid?
$20, maybe 10.
That was at 14 years old.
Maybe 12. I don't
You
even
did some
know.
magic tricks?
I don't think I did magic tricks. I did a puppet show, and then I read a book. I read a book, but in a Rabbi B way, where it was very animated and very funny, and noise and sound effects and different voices and things like that.
What is the most fulfilling thing about being a children's entertainer?
The kids, meeting the kids and getting to see that these children are incredible vessels of power, incredible vessels of blessing. And a lot of people say the kids are our future, but I subscribe to the idea that the kids are our present. Right now, when a kid does a mitzvah now or gets inspired now, that lasts a lifetime, and including the moment that it inspires them.
I only noticed how popular once people tell me, "Oh, I saw you in the Rabbi B video."
You can't walk the streets with me much, because when you walk the streets of Rabbi B, in the Crown Heights especially, everyone passes and goes, "Oh, Rabbi B, my kid loves you. Can we take a selfie?"
Lakewood, you don't get that?
I don't walk the streets of Lakewood.
Muncie?
Yeah, in Muncie I get it, sure. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
So I guess you can know your data old-fashioned with
Just walk the streets.
and see where you get the most.
Just walk the
data,
streets.
right?
Yeah. Did you order a soup, by the way?
What? No. Who's this for? Not me. Not yet. No problem.
Even the place gives you free soup if you're Rabbi B.
What else? What's the most views you got on a video on YouTube?
Oh, I have over 100,000 views on my Purim one, my Rosh Hashanah one. Yeah, thank God.
So holiday themed ones are the best?
Holiday ones are great because classrooms use them. They're very informative. And also, my whole thing is being Rabbi B is that Rabbi A could be in the classroom teaching the nuts and bolts, and then me, Rabbi B, could bring the fun of what they've just learned. So I don't want to teach them about shofar, but I want to help them experience more about the shofar. I don't want to teach them what Purim is, but I want to give them more things about Purim.
Do you compose your own music?
I compose a lot of my own music. Anything on Spotify I've recorded myself. Some of the songs are covers of other popular Jewish songs, but like classics like Hashem is Here, which is a Rabbi Yossi Goldstein song, or things like that. I did an Eitz Chaim He that I translated. That was the original traditional way, and I just made an English version.
What's your most famous song?
Well, my theme song, "Come Along with Me," because that's I always say it in the shows and in the TV shows and in the YouTubes and on the stage. That's pretty good. Meshuggah and Freeze Dance are up there for competition. Which one's the more fun? Because they're both get the kids out of the seat and moving. And then on Spotify, "Where is Baby Moshe" is very popular, and so is the Bingo Purim song, the Purim song.
So how many songs have you composed altogether?
Oh, I never counted. They're like my children. Never as many as the stars.
50, 80? How many?
Have I written songs? Probably 50 that I've produced. Maybe not that much because I still have things that are coming out, like my Shabbos album that I'm working on now, with a lot of good new songs and originals and traditionals.
So when do you know you made it in your business?
You never know. You never know.
What's your benchmark?
Gam ze yavor. Everything can pass. You can be popular one day and not popular the next day, then you're popular the next day, who knows? I take it every day that I get, and every day gets a blessing.
So when do you know you made it? When you get what job, you know I made it. This is the pinnacle.
I think it's sitting down and holy schnitzel with my friend Moshe Frank having some fries or a cookie or something. You never know. Everything's one. The Crown Heights Simcha space with 6,000 people in the streets was phenomenal. A small intimate crowd, a special needs crowd I've done in Lakewood at the Center for Children with Hidden Abilities, I think it's called, was a beautiful event that I was able to be a part of. Camp Simcha I visited once, also that was wonderful. Just everyone I get to meet, anyone I get to meet. When I meet a new kid that says, "Rabbi B, my kid loves you," or "I love you," that's the pinnacle. That's the ambit, the top of the mountain.
What's your mission statement? What's your goal?
You gotta Ivdu es Hashem b'simcha. You gotta make doing mitzvahs being Jewish. You gotta make it b'simcha. That's what it's all about. You have to do it. I don't like it when things are not b'simcha. I love it when things are b'simcha. Yeah.
So that's your mission statement.
You have to be b'simcha. My mission as Rabbi B to make being Jewish fun again. To keep making Jewish fun. Keep making Jewish fun. Keep making Jewish. Yeah, I guess so.
Does that make sense?
Keep making Jewish fun. Yeah, I guess so.
What merch do you have? What lines do you have? And what collabs should we be expecting in the future?
Collabs would be great. I just had someone reach out about a collab actually. Who was it? Another children's entertainer from Toronto. But I have yarmulkes. I have tzitzis with my Rabbi B logo on it. I have lots of books. You go on my website, rabbi.org, and you can see all my products there. I haven't yet Shopify'd anything, but I'm still amassing what I can get. I have books, yarmulkes, kazoos, guitar picks, yarmulkes. I just made a hockey jersey that I'll be wearing and debuting this Hanukkah, so keep your eyes open. A really, really cool hockey jersey.
I guess you're from Canada.
I am from Canada, and Hanukkah's cold. When you go to Pittsburgh or Chicago, it's cold. You got to dress warm, so a hockey jersey is the way to go. Uncle Moshe had his baseball jersey. Rabbi B's bringing a hockey. And Rabbi B also, by the way, trains a hockey team as well. I'm one of the trainers of the JCC Warriors in Toronto, and my son plays goalie for that team, and they just won the championships, the tournament championships last week.
So you're a good in-house educator.
I'm a good, what's that?
You're a good in-house educator.
In-house educator, out-of-the-house educator. Whatever you need, Rabbi B could be there for you.
Really, everything.
Anything. And when it comes to kids and making kids happy,
you
if it's a
ever thought about
visitation, if it's a call, if it's an email, I pride myself that I answer emails very beautifully and I give them good answers.
Are you on that Jewish celebrity cameo thing?
I think I was or something, but I do it for free. I'm not going to charge.
How often do you get camera requests?
Twice a week, 3 times a week.
Twice a week.
Yeah.
They email? How do they do?
A lot of times they ask if I do birthday parties, and they say how much do I charge, and this and that and the other, and I say, well, if it doesn't work out, I can always send a nice video greeting, wishing a happy birthday, and so that's what I do, a nice little quick happy birthday. So if it's your birthday, happy birthday.
Animation. You currently do animation? A little bit?
So I do a little bit myself, just very basic kind of movement animation, nothing too advanced. And then when I do my story time, the big yellow couch stories, I do a very, very, very basic movement in my animation, the drawings that I make. I think if I ever did animation, I'd probably hire a professional.
And what about books? You did some books?
I've done books. I've illustrated a few books. I have a new book that I'm trying to get out soon about walking through the seasons, where I made pictures out of paper cutouts. Really, really cool art that I made. And then other ones I've been illustrated by other illustrators. And I've been published by Israel Bookshop Publications, self-published.
On Amazon?
They're all available on Amazon. They're on my website, Rabbi B. Type in Rabbi B, you'll find it. So I have a 12-book series of different science subjects called Rabbi B's Question of the Day, which is something from my show where a kid asks the question of the day and I answer, but these ones are about science topics, outer space, water cycle, weather, things like that, beehives, because Devorah, of course. And then I have a book about Shabbos, a nice picture book about which Shabbos food is the best. I won't give away the ending. And then, I have a book about funny poems that I wrote, very silly poems. So like very creative stuff.
Will you do one adult album on it? What do you think?
I would do something like that.
Maybe the story of the way you became religious?
So I'm writing a book. I'm writing an autobiography, which I don't think there's very many autobiographies in the Jewish world. I find the autobiographies that do exist are where people had gone through some extreme tragedies or something very sad, and so I wanted to write something very happy. So I have some pretty funny stories that be coming from what I call fermenting, and so that would be cool. That's for the adults. A lot of amazing stories.
What do you miss the most?
Not being from?
Yeah.
There's nothing. There's nothing. 'Cause you can get everything.
There's no food out there you really miss?
You can get everything nowadays. Everything. You want a cheeseburger? You have everything. You want a shrimp? You can nowadays. So food, not at all. What do I miss? Nothing, because you know what? The one thing I learned as about Tshuva and the yeshiva I went to in Morristown was Hashem doesn't want you to change. Hashem doesn't want you to get rid of the stuff you used to enjoy. He wants you to elevate it. Take what you have, take what you've got and what you have, and elevate it. Use it for something good and positive and for serving Hashem. So I don't miss anything because I never got rid of anything.
What do you like better, New York?
Except for my Chassidic shoes. I wish I never threw those away.
You wish you didn't throw it away?
Yeah, I want to keep those.
What do you like better, New York or Toronto?
Oh man, my Toronto peeps. I love Toronto because that's where my family is, and I think I know everybody in Toronto. I can't go to Sobeys or Olive Branch, which is the new one. Check it out; it's very nice. I can't go anywhere in Toronto because everyone knows me from schools and from shuls. But then New York, I mean, it's nice to have places that are open past 7. That's always fun. And New York's great, and you have people like Moshe Frank.
So would you consider moving to the US?
I would. Are you offering to buy me a house?
Yes. 2 of them.
Sweet.
One
One in Florida and one in
There we go.
maybe California. Although I know California's politics, but I
Rabbi,
love
if
California.
if we make enough money together and it could pay for the house, I'm all in.
Done. Let's do it. Deal. You heard it here first, folks.
What would you tell someone who wants to be a children's entertainer, Jewish children's entertainer?
Because you want to do it, then you should do it. If that's something you feel that's in your heart and soul, and you're like, I can't think of anything other than that, then go and do it. And nothing's stopping you. Nothing's stopping you. And that goes for anything. If you have a dream, a will, a love, go for it. Find a way to make it work. Make it serve Hashem.
What's the word? If I stand corrected,
Yeah.
the only person else that does is Uncle Moshe in your capacity, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
But you play instrument, he doesn't, so I think you're
I
winning.
think he plays guitar. I think he plays guitar. Not necessarily in live shows, but he plays guitar.
He does.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you know the Cohen family from Toronto, by the way?
Who?
The Cohen family?
No.
Just walked in the door.
Oh, there we go.
One of the major.
So you have no competition in
What's
your
that?
space.
Maybe.
Just
In my space. He's in my space right now. All right, I'll talk to you after. I'll see you after.
so what I'm saying is that it's interesting and cool. People, I guess it's not. Everyone wants to be a singer, but
think
no
if
one's
you-
kids entertainer. It's a whole.
It depends why you want to do it. You want fame? Then go and be a singer, an artist, whatever you want to do. But if you really feel passionate about children and entertaining them and educating them and giving them the best things that you got, because I think that's a big thing people do. They forget the stuff they had growing up, and I didn't. And I think the kids need it today as well more than ever. So it's important.
How long does it take to create a typical episode?
So it takes me 3 days, 3 or 4 days from writing, recording, editing, editing again, cutting down, splicing, whatever the wordings are. I could probably get an episode done in about 3 days, maybe about a week. And then sometimes longer depending on if I'm filming on location. Like if I go visit the Levium Art Gallery or I go visit
The
Barbara,
dreidel collection.
the Dreidel Collection, yeah, so that I film, but that's an evening. But yeah, so it doesn't take me very long. When I put my mind to it, I put my efforts into
Have
it.
you ever done a video not in Toronto?
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
I've done videos in Eretz Yisrael. I've done videos in New York. I've filmed some stuff in Florida. And anytime I go somewhere, I try to do some filming there. I try to see the sights. I think in Houston, I was at the NASA, the NASA situation there in Houston. So I did some
what's
filming
your
there.
favorite restaurant in Toronto?
My favorite restaurant? Well, that's a tough question because I'm vegan. I've been vegan since the beginning of this year. I don't eat meat, dairy, eggs, fish. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but for dietary and health reasons,
How
that's
long does that last for?
I think forever. This is great. I'm loving it. I'm losing
is your
weight. I'm
clothing
feeling
getting
healthy.
sweater?
Not just losing weight, but also just mobility.
No meat, no eggs?
breathing, No meat, no eggs, no dairy.
It's gonna
Plant-based.
last-
It's called plant-based.
I think it's going
If
to
it
last
grew
about
in
6
the ground-
months. So
It's lasted already 9 months.
9 months?
Yeah, or November now?
How many
It's
pounds are
11
you
months.
down? How many pounds are you down?
So not so much the pounds, maybe 15, 20 pounds, but I feel full, I feel satiated, I feel I feel nourished, and then
protein?
I get protein from lentils, protein from beans, protein from nuts, protein from fruits and vegetables. I'm not lacking anything. My numbers, my blood levels, my numbers and things are incredible. My mobility is amazing. My breathing has been enhanced for me. That works for me. I'm not trying to pitch it to anybody else. Do what works for you.
But
So restaurants.
You're the only one doing it.
My wife joined. She's more vegetarian, so she'll eat fish every now and then. My kids, no. My kids are still having pizza parties at school and stuff. I don't want them to feel weird
out,
about.
miss
Nah,
out.
you gotta some good stuff.
I'm betting you're going to drop this in a comment.
I'll take that bet. How much you want to bet? Because I know myself. I know myself. If I've done this for 9 months, then it's a forever thing. I became from. I dropped McDonald's cold. I dropped Dunkin' Donuts cold. Although in Tim Hortons in Canada, exactly. I dumped Red Lobster cold. It wasn't cold. It was hot. But I used to love crab legs. I guess I missed something that was crab legs. But that's because the butter sauce. My kids always say, "Do you miss that stuff?" I say, "It was the butter sauce. The shrimp tasted like garbage. The butter sauce. You can make butter sauce kosher. But if I could do that, I could do this, and this is working. So why would I stop if it's working? If it ain't broke, don't fix it."
Gotcha.
So my favorite restaurant in Toronto, I guess there's some good ones. There's some good ones.
Vegan ones?
They have some vegan options. You can get a Beyond Burger, or we usually will go to a place called Bali Lafa, and we get their lafa and we get the dips, the Israeli dips. So it's like a matbucha, hummus,
Only fried?
fried stuff. I try to stay away from as well. But I'll do matbucha, I'll do
Are you
hummus.
raw vegan or no?
Tahina, pardon?
You ever tried raw vegan?
What's raw vegan?
Raw vegan. You ever heard of raw vegan? We don't eat anything cooked.
Oh, that no, I cook. I make a ratatouille that'll knock your socks off. Okay.
What's ratatouille?
Ratatouille is like zucchini, eggplant, tomatoes. I use sweet potato, mix a nice marinara sauce that I make my own. I love to cook. Actually, another thing you should know about me, I love to cook.
You love to cook?
And I'm a good
You don't
cook.
have what to work with. You have like 3 ingredients.
No, that's the fun.
plant-based.
That's the fun of it. You can't just fall back on a steak. You gotta make something good. I make a lentil salad. I make a sweet potato salad. Oh man, and it keeps you full for days.
So challah, no eggs? You don't need
My
challah?
wife makes sourdough, no eggs.
No
Sourdough, and no, just flour and water, the way Hashem intended. No eggs. I guess maybe I miss pretzel challah. It had eggs in it.
Yeah, so you do eat eggs?
No, I don't eat eggs.
You don't eat eggs.
My wife will, but I don't.
Okay. We'll do another episode of Rabbi B, the vegan.
I got more to share.
Thank you very much, Rabbi
Thank you.
B.
Good to see you.